All right, hello, and welcome to our second installment of the Brand Equity series. My name is Brandon Powell, and I am a small business consultant with Lean on Him Consulting. Thank you guys for checking out our next installment. During this 8-part series, our goal is to dive a little bit deeper into some of the more common patterns we've observed in the market and just try to expound on them a little bit further. This installment here, the second installment, is called How to Give Yourself a Raise. I'm sure all of us are okay with that. I will give a quick disclaimer as I did last time. These examples of our clients, we are extremely proud of our clients. So these are just used for training purposes. They are specialists at what they do. We highly believe in them and support them. And I never expect them to have a fully polished brand, especially if that's not their expertise. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just get started in our next example. This image in the background is just of our Photoshoot campaign. So let me get rid of that and pull up our first example. This is our first example. As I stated last time, we did not do this. Okay, this is not our work. This is how the client came to us. We were just going to look at redoing business cards, but we had some opportunity to serve and do a few other things. So what do you see? What do you see? Okay. Here's what you don't see. You don't see how incredible of a person this client is. He is magnetic. He's amazing. If you meet him, he's so down to earth. He's really cool. He's a really cool guy. He's a radio personality, put in a lot of work over the years. But here's what the problem is. If you don't meet him first and you pick up this card, would you call him? Okay. That's how you miss out on revenue, because it doesn't matter how cool you are, how magnetic you are. If the first thing I interact with is something that gives a less impression of your value, then I've lost out on speaking to you. And guess what? If 100 people see your branding and material before they meet you, and you only have 15 of them that take the next step and actually call you, well, you missed out on 85 people that may have gotten in touch with you and may have done business with you had they actually either met you first, which you can't control that, or they were not impressed enough. See, marketing has to do two things. It has to inform, that's the content, but it also has to impress. If this card was next to 10 other radio personalities, why would they choose to pick up yours? So when we sat down, we thought we were going to talk about cards, but we didn't. As I stated last time, I got to know the client. We spent more time understanding who he was. That's how I found out he's a great guy. And so this severely underrepresented his value in our opinion. So let's dive a little bit into it. First thing is, and this is an actual example of a business card. First thing, if you notice, the top section here is a little bit cut off. Okay. This section here is also cut off some of the words. This background is a little blurry. He's kind of getting lost into the background. If you notice on the shirt, there's a logo. And you notice right here is a logo. There's two logos. That should not be the case. And you are not really sure in your mind if he works for this company or if he has his own thing. And there's no real clear defined branding theme. Now, it may be, but it may be the other company. So it's not really allowing him to dominate what his branding theme is as opposed to the other platform. So we tried to address this. If I had just taken his cards and just reprint this, I would have done a severe disservice to myself and to him. I'm saying when he came to me, not someone else, but because I understand how to make sure that you can generate more revenue by enhancing your exposure. That's how you give yourself a raise. You make sure that they meet you, even if they don't meet you. Let that sink in. If you're amazing, you work hard, they need to feel like that when they pick up your material. It needs to be consistent, clear, and concise, and it has to inform and impress. So what we did was, because we offer the photo shoot, we brought them into the studio because I'm not going to use that same photo. All right, it's blurry. Imagine if I redesigned the cars and I use that exact same photo. We'd have a brand new, nice looking car with a 10-year-old engine put under the hood. So we've got to make sure that we create consistency across the board. So I had to have new material to work with. So we actually created, out of these two logos, we created one new logo. He's a radio personality. So it's important for his image of himself to be on his card. So That doesn't mean your image has to be on your card prominently or at all. His industry, it did make sense. So we brought him into the studio, redid his logo, and redid his card. So in this next example, you may notice a little bit of a difference. Okay. So in this example here, we redid his logo. Okay. It made sense for him to incorporate himself into the silhouette. Brought him into the studio. There's his photo shoot. Got his information a little bit more clearly. Now that hosting location, that venue that he was using, it's not dominating the theme. His branding is dominating the theme. Okay. So you might notice a little bit of a difference right here already. If he left his card somewhere, I would imagine he's much more likely for a person to want to call and reach out and be curious. Now it's still up to him to be consistent on the other end of the call. But what our job is to convey to the market that you're valuable. It's your job to actually be consistent and follow through. So we didn't stop there. We did his logo, took care of his business cards and photo shoot. Well, he got an idea. He said, you know what? This logo here could be turned into something that we can retail into product and merchandise. I said, that's a good idea. So we eventually did that. But the very next thing we did is, because he does events sometimes, we took it to the next step. We did his pop-up banner. Again, it makes sense for him because he's a radio personality to have his face a little bit more prominent. We have his logo. Here's a quick point. This logo here is all white because it doesn't need to get lost into the branding. You need an alternate version of the logo to survive and be clear on different marketing materials. So that's the reason why it's all white here, but the true colors are the red and the black. Okay, that's just another quick point. So we did the pop-up banner, but we didn't stop there. By the way, he did like these things. He did notice that there was a difference, and I would imagine you did as well. We also did his products, his shirts. We started a t-shirt line for him. And as a result, we were able to create multiple of this here on the back is just a t-shirt design. But then we have the branding by signing it with his logo. That way, if someone else came up with that same verbiage, we would know that his particular branding it's ascribed to him because of the logo being associated. So these are the things that we want to make sure we're doing to add value to our clients. And that is actually how you get a raise. These materials here should increase his revenue earning potential by at least 20% because he's going to be networking anyway. He's going to be interacting with the market anyway. We might as well make sure he doesn't miss out on those revenue opportunities. So last thing I'll leave you with is don't get it confused with nice branding and you being a good person. Our job is to communicate to the market that you are good. It's up to us working together to make sure you are good. We don't want people to come to your restaurant or your business, interact with it once, and they say, well, your branding looked great, but I'm not sure if I had a consistent experience with what I expected. So we work on both. That's why we don't just do the design. We do the business coaching, and then we also do the social media management. So I'll leave you with this and tell you that, first of all, thank you for checking out this second installment. And as you can tell, we believe your brand deserves the best. We believe a great brand starts with even a great profile image, as you saw in this example. Regardless of how much you personally want your photo included in the branding, whenever that is, I think it should be the best because it's going to be a distraction if it's not, even if the rest of your other materials look great. Right now, we are currently offering a complimentary gift voucher for our photo shoots. We normally charge $2,400 for that. There's a lot of bells and whistles that we provide. If you want to, you can actually take a moment and go to our website and click on this questionnaire here. Once you fill it out, it's just basically going to give it to my team. We're going to review it, decide if we want to activate a gift voucher for you. We'll waive the $2,400 fee. Now, there is a minimal setup fee to our photographers because I'm not the one taking the pictures and I have staff to help me out. If you can absorb that, we have quite a few things that we'll provide to you. If you go to the site, you'll be able to review it. Just that information there. And also, you might just want to get some clarity on your business direction. We do offer a complimentary 15-minute strategy session. We'll provide links in if you go to our LinkedIn profile or you go to our latest post. Usually we have access to that. It's the same thing. It's usually a questionnaire. That questionnaire is just to gather data to understand what your needs are. and how we can accurately